Neel Kashkari joining me. Neel, you just released your 10-point economic plan for California, and your first point includes a proposal for a 10-year moratorium on state corporate taxes. Good to have you on the program. Thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here, Maria. Thanks for having me.
Talk to us about that. I'm sorry?
No, you're exactly right. California's economy is not growing nearly fast enough. We're ranked 47th in America for jobs, so I just came out with a jobs plan to bring a lot more manufacturing back to California, to reform regulations, to tap into gas, and to build more water storage so that we're not devastated by these droughts as frequently as we are. And so there's a lot that we can do to unleash California's private sector, but we need to get going.
How do you do that, Neel? I mean, you've got this plan for businesses to come to California, but they're basically looking at taxes, and they're looking at a business climate that is not as encouraging as some other states in the country. So how are you going to lure those big businesses to California?
No, you're exactly right. That's why our plan includes both tax incentives. If a manufacturer moves their business to California, they're going to be tax-free for 10 years. That's a pretty big incentive. And then we're going to rein in regulations. Regulations are out of control in Sacramento. We're going to streamline them to improve the jobs climate so we can put Californians back to work. We don't have to out-Texas Texas. California has a lot of advantages. We just need to unleash our potential, and then we can get the economy growing again.
So tell me how you unleash the potential with regard to energy.
Well, we have massive untapped oil and gas reserves. In the last 3 years, Texas's oil production is up almost 80%. North Dakota, 100%. California, 3%. We're just not tapping into our oil and gas. We can do this while protecting the environment, creating hundreds of thousands of good jobs, and a lot more tax revenue.
Well, I mean, part of the issue, though, is, people would like to see fracking. They want to see the Keystone Pipeline approved. And on a federal level, we're not encouraging those kinds of things.
Well, we need to answer to the people who are obstructing all of this. They need to answer to the millions of people who are unemployed. 17% of Californians either have no job or stuck in a part-time job, and they need to answer to those families who are having to turn to food banks for food. We can unleash the potential of our oil and gas sector and protect the environment, and by doing that, we can put Californians back to work, and that's my priority.
What kind of job creation are you looking for? What's your target? How many jobs do you think you really can create there in California?
Well, just in the oil and gas sector, one independent study that said that sector alone could create 2.8 million new jobs. Even if that's optimistic and it's only hundreds of thousands of jobs, that's a lot of jobs. Then you add the other programs that we have. This is like a snowball. We get it moving, the economy can take off quickly, and we can put people back to work.
Yeah, what do you think are your sort of low-hanging fruit in terms of the easy things to do to really move the needle?
Well, oil and gas is a big one. Second of all, I have a proposal that every regulation automatically sunsets after 10 years. It expires unless we vote to keep it. That way we can prune government. We're not getting rid of all regulation, but we're keeping the smart stuff. We're making government more effective. And so those are a couple of good ideas. And then canceling the high-speed train. Jerry Brown wants to spend almost $70 billion on this crazy train from L.A. to San Francisco. I want to cancel the train, spend some of that money building more water storage so that we're not devastated by droughts every 5 years or so.
So how would you characterize where we are as an economy, generally speaking, from the days, the dark days that you were at Treasury all night long trying to help pull the economy out of really the darkest days that many of us have ever seen?
Yeah, well, that was obviously, you know it well, Maria. That was a horrible time in our nation's history, and I'm so pleased that we avoided collapse and we stabilized the economy, and the U.S. economy is slowly crawling out of it. We have a long way to go. Unemployment's still too high. Underemployment is too high. My biggest concern is that California is not performing the way that it can. In 1980, California had the 11th most educated workforce. Today, we're 48th. In 1980, we were right in the middle, number 25 for poverty. Today we're number 1, and so not all of the American economy is performing the same. I'm focused on trying to help California be an engine of growth for America.
But do you need help on the federal side? I mean, we've been having such stimulus from the Fed. Monetary policy has really been the big stimulus for this economy. What would you like to see on a federal level to you achieve what you're trying to do?
I want to see real pro-growth economic policy, and that means tax reform at the federal level. I want to see more innovation taking place. The private sector needs to lead our economy. The Fed has done what it can. The Fed's done more than it can, and at the end of the day, we need real innovation-driven economic growth. Silicon Valley is doing its part. We need the rest of America to be, running at full steam, and that means some of the overhangs from regulation, from Obamacare, we need to put that aside and really let the small businesses in America drive the economy. We do that, the U.S. economy can really lead the whole world.
All right, Neel, we're watching your success there in California, and we wish you the best. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much for stopping by today.
Thank you so much, Maria. I really appreciate it.
Neel Kashkari coming to us today live in California as he runs for governor there.